One. Oh hey, how's it going? This is Ben Kotnik with Suburban Food Farm and California Rare Fruit Growers. We're out here collecting some signwood and doing some pruning today, and we wanted to talk about a couple things. So here we have an example of a space-saving technique. A lot of people talk about planting multiple trees in the same hole. So we have a couple cherry trees here that are very vigorous, and you'll notice that the spacing on them is about 2 feet apart or so. I would say that's probably about as close as you'd like them to be. I see mistakes made when people planting them literally in the same hole and they plant the trees at about yay apart. The problem is that you can see is when the trunk gets to be about the size of my thigh here, if you have them spaced at this distance apart, all of a sudden those trunks become one and you have an included bark situation, which you want to avoid. So some techniques for planting multiple trees in the same hole is to think of it as more of just an aggressive spacing. So, coming down to 2 feet or so, I wouldn't really go much less than that. Another technique that you could do is you could angle the trees apart. That provides sort of a little bit of a healthy start to get a little more spacing. And I also tend to like the multiple trees at a close proximity. Open vase shaped trees, so things in the stone fruit family, are slightly more appropriate, I think, for that technique, because they lend themselves towards that natural open vase shape. So you're training the trees out from the center, and so with 2 trees it's fairly simple. You just make sure that someone that's my size can actually just go in between the trees. So when you are trying to get more plants in a limited amount of space, this is one technique that you can go with. You could also try multi-grafting your trees, putting several varieties on the same tree. But I wanted to highlight this one here today. If you do decide to go with multiple trees in the same hole, just think of it as more of an aggressive spacing, maybe not literally in the same hole, because it will produce some problems for you later on with things being a little bit too tight together if you do literally put them in the same hole. So we're going to keep collecting some of our signwood, and we're going to keep hanging out in this beautiful orchard here. Hope you are having a good day and you learned something from our video. You can check us out at suburbanfoodfarm.com and like us on Facebook. Thanks.